Why the first $100,000 is the hardest. June 2014, Brattleboro, Vermont, a small town where everybody knows everybody. And everybody knew Ronald Read. He pumped their petrol for 25 years. Then he swept floors at the local department store. 92 years old. Drove a second-hand Toyota. Held his winter coat together with a safety pin. When he died that summer, the town mourned a poor man. Then the lawyers opened his will. $8 million. The janitor was the wealthiest quiet man in town, and he left $6 million of it to the local hospital and the town library, the biggest gifts either had ever received. Now, everyone who hears this story asks the same question. How does a janitor build $8 million? And I'll answer that, but it's the wrong question. The right question, the one that will change how you handle money for the rest of your life, is this. How did nobody notice? 60 years of compounding, a town that small, and it was invisible the entire time. Because that is the design flaw at the heart of building wealth. It is most invisible exactly when you most need to see it working. That flaw has a number, 100,000. And by the end of this video, you'll know 3 things. Why the first $100,000 is the hardest money you will ever make, the exact year the machine flips in your favor, and the 5 moves that carry you across. Let's start in 1999, Berkshire Hathaway's annual meeting. A young man stands up and asks Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's partner and possibly the bluntest, brilliant man in finance, how to build wealth from nothing. Munger doesn't sell him a dream. The first 100,000, he says, is a long struggle for most people. Then, essentially, I don't care what it takes. Walk everywhere. Buy nothing without a coupon. Get to 100,000. After that, you can ease off the gas. The crowd laughed. He wasn't joking. Here's the maths that proves it. Take a simple plan. $833 a month, $10,000 a year, into a boring, diversified portfolio earning around 7%. And yes, 7% is a borrowed average. Real markets are a roller coaster wearing a trend line. But averages show us the shape of things, so stay with me. Year 1, you've saved $10,000, 12 straight months of showing up. Now guess what compounding, the 8th wonder of the world, the magic everyone promised you, added on top. Go on, guess. About 300. That's it. You did 97% of the work. The miracle bought you one nice dinner. And year 2, you do it again. Year 3, again. Year 4, when someone you know turns $5,000 into a fortune on a coin you've never heard of, again. Year 5, when the car dies and the boiler follows it out of spite, again. By the time you finally cross 100,000, 7 years and 10 months on this plan, nearly 4/5 of that balance is money you personally put there. Sweat. Not snowball. That's the part nobody warns you about. The famous graph, the hockey stick that bends to the sky. You spend your entire first decade living in the flat part. No fireworks, no momentum you can feel. Just a balance you're slightly embarrassed by, and quiet maths at 2 in the morning wondering if this is even working. And if you're building from zero, or from less than zero, with family counting on you, money going home every month, no inheritance coming, and no playbook handed down, the flat part is longer and lonelier still. I know, I've lived it. Nobody gave me a head start, and I remember exactly how invisible those years felt. So let's be honest about what actually makes the first $100,000 hard. It isn't the arithmetic, it's the faith. You are being asked to repeat an action for years with almost no visible reward. You can luck into a windfall, you cannot luck into the habit. That's why nobody reaches their first 100,000 by accident. But here's what no one told Ronald Read either. He simply kept going long enough to find out. Somewhere past that milestone, the machine flips. Watch the staircase. Your first 100,000 took 7 years and 10 months. Pause the video, genuinely, and guess how long the second takes. About 5 years. The third, under 4. The fourth, 3. You see it now. Every stair is shorter than the one before. And by the time you're closing in on $1 million, same deposits, same market. Each new 100,000 arrives in roughly 16 months. Say it plainly. First stair, 8 years. Last stair, 16 months. Same you, same salary, same market. The only thing that changed is that your money finally outnumbers you. And there's an exact moment it happens. On this plan, when your balance passes about 143,000 just after year 10, your portfolio's yearly earnings overtake your yearly deposits for the first time. 10,000 in from you, more than 10,000 in from it. From that day forward, you are no longer the main character of your own portfolio. You're the manager of a machine that works nights. Now go back to Munger's strange promise, that after the first 100,000, you could ease off the gas. That wasn't motivation, it was arithmetic. Leave 100,000 completely alone at 7%, roughly 200,000 in 10 years, 400 in 20, 750,000 by year 30, without another penny from you. Your first $100,000, left in peace, quietly does most of $1 million's work on its own. And by the time you reach that $1 million on our simple plan, the sweat ratio has flipped completely. Less than 1/3 of it is money you deposited. More than 2/3 is money your money made. In the beginning, you carry the snowball. In the end, the snowball carries you. Which is why I want to reframe what this milestone actually is. The first $100,000 is not a pile of money. It's an apprenticeship. 8 odd years in which you build the automation, survive a crash or 2, ignore a mania or 3, and learn to act on a plan instead of a feeling. You think you're forging the money. The money is forging you. And that, not the balance, is the real asset. Everything afterwards is the same behavior with better weather. So how do you cross the flat part? 5 moves, none of them clever, all of them proven. Move 1. Pay the machine first. The gap between what you earn and what you spend is the entire engine at this stage, so take the decision away from yourself. The day after payday, money moves automatically into your investments, not what's left at the end of the month. There is never anything left at the end of the month. I build systems for a living, and the dirty secret of my profession is that we automate things precisely because humans cannot be trusted to repeat them. Your wealth deserves the same insult. Move 2. Accept that right now, your savings rate beats your returns. This one stings, so let's do the maths out loud. A heroic extra 10% return on a 5,000 balance is $500. One firm salary negotiation or 1 evening a week of extra income beats it easily. For the first few years, you are the best performing asset you own. Feed that asset. The market's turn comes later. Move 3. Make the investing itself boring on purpose. Broad, low-cost index funds inside whatever tax-advantaged account your country offers. Every country has its own wrapper. Find yours and fill it. Boring is not a compromise. Boring is the strategy. You need investments too dull to panic about, because as we covered in the AI bubble video, the winners aren't the people who predict, they're the people who persist. Move 4. Never interrupt the compounding. Build a cash emergency fund before the portfolio. Not because cash grows, but because cash is the wall between real life and your investments. Every raid on the pot resets the clock, and the clock is the whole game. Ronald Read invested through the crash of '87, the dot-com collapse, and 2008, and never flinched. He didn't outtrade anyone. He outheld everyone. Move 5. Track the milestone, not the market. Checking prices daily is how patient people become impatient. Check your savings rate monthly and your net worth quarterly. Those are the numbers you control. And plant your own flag. $100,000 is a symbol, not a law. Maybe your flag is 75,000 pounds, 90,000 euros, a year's salary invested. People can climb any staircase as long as they can see the next stair. Back to Brattleboro one last time. The town asked how nobody saw it coming. Now you know the answer. Nobody sees the forge working. Not the neighbors, not the market, most days, not even the smith. The metal looks exactly the same after 100 strikes. And then one day, it rings different. So if you are in the flat part right now, hear this clearly. The flat part is not the failure state. The flat part is the forge. You don't need luck, a hot tip, or a bull market. You need a gap, a system, and time, and the stubbornness to let them work in the dark. The first $100,000 is the hardest. That is exactly why it is worth the most. Tell me in the comments, what's your flag in your currency, and which year of the climb are you in? I read every one. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. The numbers here are illustrations, not promises. Do your own research, or speak to a qualified advisor where you live. And if this reframed the grind for you, subscribe, because next time we're covering the safe asset that just crashed nearly 30% while everyone was looking the other way, and what gold's brutal year really teaches patient money. Until then, forge your path.